Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I am here on the show. Hi, guys. And I'm here to talk about the news from today from the world of sports. We're going to start with the NFL, then we'll go to wrestling, NASCAR, baseball. So let's get right into it. So, NFL, start with Adam Schefter. So, the Commanders, they've signed veteran wide receiver Van Jefferson. But the big news today was the Broncos. They are trading for Miami wide receiver Jalen Waddle, per source. Denver receives Waddle and Dolphins' 4th round pick, 11th in the round in this year's draft. Miami will receive Broncos' 1st round pick, 30th overall, and with their late 3rd and 4th round picks, 30th in each round in this year's draft. With so much dead cap, this is probably best for Miami to stockpile picks and tank for 2026 with the hopes of maybe competing in 2027, maybe. They get the 30th pick, which is good, but I like it for the Broncos, obviously. You know, they need another receiver with their receiving core to pair up with a Cortland Sutton. I like it. Miami considered trading Jalen Waddle ahead of last season's trading deadline, but it had conversations with Denver and Buffalo. Now with the new regime in Miami, the Dolphins revisit trade talks with the Broncos to get it done. So, Jalen Waddle's finally been traded. The Broncos they didn't make any free agent signings. They had made 0 free agent signings to this point. Then they finally make a major move acquiring Jalen Waddle. So maybe that's why they weren't making moves. I was kind of wondering what the fuck Denver was going to do. They were quiet all off-season. They finally do something. They make a really good trade for Jalen Waddle. As for the Dolphins, man, their receiving core is screwed. Blake Willis is absolutely screwed with the receivers that they have right now. But the Broncos now have Jalen Waddle, Cortland Sutton, Pat Bryant, Troy Franklin, Marvin Mims, Lil Jordan, and Michael Bandy. Devin Achane is going to be down there all alone. Ain't no excuses now for Bo Nixon, man. Not Jalen Waddle. Now the Dolphins receiver room is Tutu Atwell, Jalen Tolbert, Terrence Marshall, Blake Washington, Taj Johnson, Theo Weiss Jr., and A.J. Hennig. What a receiving core for Malik Willis. What a receiving core. But they have to rebuild. They now have so much dead cap, but they're currently now slated to have 11 picks in the draft, so. Seahawks signed former Washington Commanders cornerback Noah Igbenogany. If the Eagles were to trade A.J. Brown prior to June 1st, they would take on a dead cap charge north of $40 million in 2026. But waiting until after June 1st, the dead money incurred would drop below $20 million for 2026. The Saints announced they've agreed to terms with running back Ty Chandler. Miami Dolphins, their dead money for this offseason is now over $175 million. Tui Tagovailoa, $50 million plus. Tyreek Hill, $28.2 million. Jalen Waddle, $26.3 million. Jalen Ramsey, $20.9 million. Minka Fitzpatrick, $13 million. Bradley Chubb, $10.9 million. Teron Armstead, $10.7 million. James Daniels, $4.8 million. Zach Wilson, $3.8 million. Ingold, $2.0 million. Jonnu Smith, $1.7 million. Westbrook Ekine, $1.6 million. Matthew Judon, $1.4 million. Oh my lord, that is a lot of money, man. $170 million in dead money. The Eagles announced they agreed to terms with Hollywood Brown on a 1-year deal. Colts signed Notre Dame basketball forward Carson Tout and the idea of converting him to tight end. Packers announced today they will install Bob Harlan's name in place of honor on Lambeau Field's northeast facade. Free agent offensive tackle Austin DeClus reached agreement today with the Tennessee Titans. The Board of Players Representatives have elected J.C. Treader to lead the NFLPA as the union's 5th executive director. David Njoku, Browns free agent tight end, visited today with the Baltimore Ravens. I think that's all from Adam Schefter, if I'm not mistaken. So let's move on to JP football. So the Texans are signing Pro Bowl guard Wyatt Taylor. So good move there for the Texans. The Colts are expected to sign DB Cameron Taylor-Britt. The Rams won't be trading star receiver Devontae Adams per Adam Schefter. There were rumors circulating a few days ago that they explored the possibility of it. Ain't gonna happen. I believe it's all from JPA Football. Just a few little things right there. So we do have some wrestling news now. NFL, that was it. So the original reported creative direction for the Roman Punk segment this week would have seen Reigns respond to Punk's comment about his father with a darker response about his dog Larry. Instead, we got boring. Instead, they went with the old man line. Their previous confrontations were way better. Instead, we got this. Should have done it, man. Punk, I'm going to bury you next to your father. Roman says you're old. Could have gone a bit harder with Roman's part. Come on. Now, the plans that always comes out is always better than what they end up doing. All the time. WWE reportedly has people with jobs dedicated to watching AEW programming. Gee, shocker. There's people in Stanford with AEW action figures on their desk. People's jobs is to watch AEW programming, reporting to analytics into different departments on what's going on in AEW. That is a fact. It's not a hush-hush thing. This is via WrestleVotes on Fightful Select. All these, and yet they don't learn that they need at least more than 5 matches in PLEs. I'm not asking for like 12, 13 matches like AEW does on the pay-per-view. It takes like 5 hours. But give me like 7 matches. They're pretty much getting paid to watch wrestling. Getting paid to watch wrestling. What a job. I mean, probably all companies do this. I mean, it's not really too much of a secret. Keep scrolling here. What is happening? Why isn't it scrolling? So, Obafemi and Brock Lesnar's official for WrestleMania 42. Obafemi answered Brock Lesnar's open challenge, beat him down last night on Monday Night Raw. So it's official for Vegas, Oba and Brock. What is happening? Gosh. So Randy Orton was on the phone with someone, says he'll see him soon. And that's he had a conversation with someone who has a brain, who made him understand who he is and why he turned on Cody. I'm a killer. Wrestling is more than one royal family. So, kind of wondering who it is. Who is he talking to? Maybe we'll find out. So, WWE expects Randy to be cheered at WrestleMania, but turned him heel to avoid a babyface match at the PLE at WrestleMania. Dominant may have suffered a concussion during his match with D. Vikingo at AAA. Damn, that sucks. Will Ospreay is reportedly planning to modify his in-ring style following his return from serious neck surgery. Yeah, we'll see about that. So that OVW referee Dallas Edwards is back at home following an in-ring medical emergency. He had that seizure in the ring, and remember the wrestlers just moving to the side to get their shit in. So, but yeah, that's kind of really it for wrestling here, to be honest. So let's move on. So let's move on to NASCAR news. So NASCAR is indefinitely suspended college driver racing Daniel Dye for a inappropriate conversation on a whatnot video stream. He made inferences of the sexuality of another man in a tone-mocking gay man voice, like a gay man voice. Dye will also be required to undergo sensitivity training. I saw the video. I don't know, like, thought it was kind of a bit far, but on the other side, you should know better. But it's consequences of your actions. I mean, if it's probably a star, they might probably want to got suspended, but you still should know better. It's just not a good look for the sponsors, you know, big audience on a live stream. It's not a good look for the sponsors, so. I mean, I'm not going to say it's ridiculous. I'll say it's maybe a bit far. I personally think it is a little bit far. Maybe definitely spinning him, but you're supposed to be a professional. And he doesn't really act like it whatsoever. Remember when he got arrested for... Then he punched some man in the balls? And it's kind of ironic that he's making fun of a gay voice, yet he punched someone in the balls. But he mocked Malukas for being a Roger Penske homer and literally an owner in NASCAR. Kind of Kind of think it's maybe what got him in trouble. Fucking around, find out. But you have to choose what you do and say carefully. You hold a sponsor and team values. I'm not famous, so what I say or do doesn't have much of a public effect, say, on me. But you are a NASCAR driver under a colleague banner sponsored by a multitude of brands. What you say can reflect negatively on the company/companies, no matter how far you think it is, if he should have got suspended or not. You should learn better. But yeah, they did not name a replacement after this weekend. They could go with one of the Cup drivers, but still TBD. You can see the video. He put out some statement, which I think some AI-generated crap. This is a rule that they put up. NASCAR members shall not make or cause to be made a public statement or communication that criticizes, ridicules, or otherwise disparages another person based on the person's race, color, creed, national origin, gender, sexual orientation, marital status, religion, age, or handicapping condition. That's the rule. Oh, can't wait for the people to be fans of Daniel Dye now. What, are you gonna let him bust your testicle too? Are we sure he isn't gay himself? Alex Bowman is out for at least 3 more races. Justin Allgaier will drive the HMS number 48 at Darlington, Martinsville, and Bristol. You can say, oh, there's better young prospect drivers that what, don't have any experience in the Cup car. No. If HMS has development drivers, I'd like to see it. I highly doubt they're ready for a Cup car. But he continues the symptoms. And Kyle Larson will drive the number 88 this weekend at Darlington in the O'Reilly race. Ross Chastain said he wishes he hasn't served into Daniel Suarez, swerved into Suarez, or said some of what he said, but he felt like he was done with the conversation. Felt like Daniel wasn't taking accountability, so that drama still continues. For the race Sunday at Darlington, the Grand Marshals are Kurt Busch, Harry Gant, the honorary pace car drivers Mark Martin, the honorary starter and trophy presenters Dave Marcus. The tires for Darlington Cup, 11 sets, including 1 set discussed from qualifying O'Reilly and trucks. 5 sets, but they do get 2 sets instead of 1 for practice, with now getting 50 minutes of practice for all course, whereas Cup is split into groups for 25 minutes. And correction on tires for Darlington as far as last year. Left side tire at Darlington is the same, while the right side tire is the intermediate track right side that debuted at Kansas last September, was used at Vegas last fall and this past weekend. Let's go over the schedule again. Friday, 3:30 FS2 truck P&Q, 7:30 FS1 the truck race. 60s with a 0% chance of rain. Saturday, 12 in the CW app. O'Reilly P&Q, 2:30 on Prime Cup P&Q, 4:30 CW pre-race, 5:30 the O'Reilly race. 70s with a 5% chance of rain. Sunday at 1:30 FS1 NASCAR race day, and then 3 on FS1 the Cup race in the 80s with a 5% chance of rain. That is all in the NASCAR. Let's move on to baseball. So I guess with baseball, you know, the Baseball Classic of Venezuela beat Italy last night, and they'll play the United States in the World Baseball Classic championship game tonight. But that's really it for baseball. It's kind of the only thing that's going on right now. I think spring training's still going on, and the regular season starts next week, if I'm not mistaken. The 2026 regular season will be underway. That's really all that's going on with baseball, to be honest. The Red Sox agreed to terms with right-handed pitcher Tommy Kahnle on a minor league contract, so Tommy Kahnle's finally been signed, but I don't know, that's pretty much it for baseball. You know, World Baseball Classic, Tommy Kahnle got signed, you know, spring training's still going on, the regular season starts next week. I guess I'll go over some NBA right fast. Anthony Edwards, he'll be reevaluated in 1 to 2 weeks due to a right knee inflammation, and then Giannis Antetokounmpo for the Bucks has been diagnosed with a left knee hyperextension and a bone bruise, and he'll be really reevaluated in 1 week. So 2 superstars right there hurt per Shams Charania. Dylan Brooks was ticketed after going 85 and a 45. Kendrick Perkins says Evan Mobley is Victor Wembanyama top potential. Shut up. I think that's really it, honestly. JJ Redick says Barrett LeBron's the 3rd option for their team, but other than that, that's pretty much it for all the news here. So leave a like, comment, subscribe for more. See you next time out. Peace.